Good morning, lovelies. Yes, this is a real PJ Chronicles because I haven't even brushed my hair, anything. I did tend to all the animals that are here and just had my coffee. I had one sip of my coffee and I thought, you know what? I, I know, but I wanted to, after last night's Debbie Downer video, I thought I would pop this on just to tell you that, yeah, I tossed and turned last night, but I woke up just feeling this immense positive energy. Um, Literally opened my eyes this morning with a smile on my face, and I know in my heart and in my whole being that everything's going to be okay. You know, with all that's going on in this world, like I said, I know I've said this before, but my mother used to say, I used to complain that I had no shoes until I met a man with no feet. Well, that is really very true. Last night, the man that sleeps next to me, he had the Weather Channel on all night watching. We happen to have family right in the area that got where um, the storm hit the land. There's a term for that. Apparently, last night I used the wrong term and was corrected, but I can't remember which one was the right one, so I'm not going to use any right now. But anyway, yeah. So we can't get a hold of my sister-in-law yet, which is understandable. But they're literally right on the coast of Cape. Cape May, I think it is, which is right where it's pretty bad. But anyway, so how dare I complain about anything when so many people are suffering with so many things. And these are the trials and tribulations that we have to go through in life. It's part of our journey here. And if we didn't have the downs, we maybe wouldn't appreciate the ups so much. So today's a good day. And I also, as I was laying in bed trying to fall asleep, was taking my tongue and fiddling with the knot that of the stitches, and I loosened it a little bit, I guess, because it feels a lot better today. I mean, yesterday it was like just the slightest touch felt like it was stabbing into my well, it was stabbing into my gum. Sorry, I made a much close up there. You don't need to see me. Anyway, I never showed you my hair, and it's already starting to wash out. Yeah, so this is what I did with the hair. And again, the bathrobe is not dirty. This bathrobe is probably over 20 years old. It's my favorite bathrobe. And I use it as a painting apron and everything else. Like I'll even go outside and clearly work on things that are filthy, but it's literally just paint. I clean my paintbrushes on it, you know. So instead of using paper towels, because the man that lives here doesn't want to buy paper towels because he thinks they're too expensive. Whatever. So I'll use my shirt, my bathrobe, or my clothes, whatever I'm wearing. I have paint clothes that have paint all over it, and I really do want to start painting again. I was hoping I would do that over the summer, but I didn't. So I'll plan for it over the winter. Okay, so what else do I want to say? Oh, this was really great, right? So obviously I went to the dentist. The dentist was hysterical, by the way, and so I did that video when I had gotten out, and yes, I had taken some of my anti-anxiety medications prior to. That's why I always have somebody drive me because I get nervous. I have horrible gag reflexes and yada yada yada. So I did that film or that video in the car, if you'd seen it, and yeah, I looked like I was in the bag, so to speak. So I get this. One of the comments is an unfamiliar name, and then the comment, and I'm like, wait a minute, because when we were there, he was showing us this video of a guy that does yoga, but he just swears all the time when he's teaching yoga, and we were cracking up. So I'm reading this comment, and it's like, oh, thank you for coming to you and Rusty coming to my office, and yada yada. I'm like, what? It was my dentist. Somehow he found, oh, there's Oscar. Somehow he found us on YouTube and watched and commented on the video. So Hello, doctor. Yeah, no, I just really just tickled my spirit. I thought that was so comical and funny. But yeah, he watched it and he subbed to the channel too. Hey, you're on the piece of wood again because you're sitting on my bed. And this is Moo. This is Monster Moo Radley. As you know, we call him Moo Radley from To Kill a Mockingbird. Robert Duvall's first movie, by the way, if you didn't know that. And that's because when we fostered him, he was when I first got him, when I was fostering him through the not the ASPCA, the other animal shelter that I used to foster newborn orphan kittens from, and he was completely emaciated. I mean, really, really bad. And they didn't think he was going to live, but we took care of him, and he survived, but his immune system was really bad. And I always try to take at least 2 kittens. And he's got something on him here. What do you got rock sticks on you? Huh? Where'd you get that from? And the other cat, so we brought him back to the shelter. He's got something on him I'm picking at. Well, I'm always picking at the cats. Anyway, so we brought him back to the shelter. That weekend there was the kennel cough was going on, and we had gone back to Connecticut to visit that weekend. So we dropped the kittens off, and they were ready to be adopted. So we dropped the kittens off. The 2 that I had a yellow tabby too. And when we got back on Monday, the first thing I did Monday morning was drive down to the shelter to see the kittens. And I did not know when I dropped them off that there was kennel cough. So the whole place was shut down. I'm not mentioning the name of the shelter, because I no longer associate really with them too much. I will donate money to them anonymously they have called I won't even call the name of the fund, but it's a fund that directly goes to vet bills for animals that show up at the shelter that need medical attention. And there's a reason why I'm not mentioning their name, because I'm not going to say anything really nice about them, so I don't want to, whatever. But yeah, so anyway, so I went back that Monday, and then they had the kennel cough, and the entire place was shut down. But I went in, obviously, and I checked in on Moo, which is who is on my lap right now. You can see his little tail. He was sneezing and coughing. Now, mind you, his immune system was impeded because the way I got him, I mean, he was like just literally skin and bones. And anyway, he sneezed. Well, I put my face close to the cage, and he came up, and I know I've told this story a while back, but it's worth mentioning again. And he came up. Now, mind you, this is just a little tiny, like not even 8-week-old cat. Comes up to me and takes his paw and puts his paw alongside my cheek. Well, of course, then I started crying. Then he he sneezed, and like blood came out of his nose. There was blood dripping from his eye. It was just horrible. And I immediately took him. I said, just give me, I mean, the place is closed. This cat is clearly sick still. So no one's going to come and adopt him. Let me take him back home and nurture him back to health, which is what I did. So I ended up having him for quite a while. Had him on a really good diet and all that. I mean, the cats, when I have the cats here, they eat chicken, and we make them steak. They eat better than most humans. But so I had him for quite a while, and then he was at the age to get neutered. And up to this point, he was still very friendly. He would, go to the man that lives here. Rusty wasn't living here at the time. She was still in Connecticut. But he was pretty friendly, and so I went and brought him to the shelter. I didn't mean to go off on this tangent. I'm sorry, but I get very chatty in the morning. I'm usually a quiet person. I mean, you see me talking because that's what I'm supposed to do on here, but I'm actually often very quiet. But he was time to get his get neutered, and they said, I brought him to the shelter at like 7:30 in the morning. And now, mind you, I volunteer at this shelter, and I don't live that far from this particular shelter. So I was there, and I'm doing what I usually do. I would go and clean up all the, kitty litter boxes for the cats, and play with the cats and feed them and wash their litter boxes and food dishes and such. And then, you know, it was like noonish or whatever. And then I go and say hi to everybody and all the dogs, take them for walks. And they didn't say anything. And I just figured they were going to take him and whatever and get him done and then give him back to me. Because now, mind you, he's in a small little crate in a room with a whole bunch of other cats. Now, I'm there. All this time that he was in this little cage, he could have been even running loose in my car. Okay? And they didn't say anything to me. They did not. Now, and mind you, I was there at 7:30. They did not take him out until it was after 4:00. That's Scruffy walking on the bed. After 4:00 in the afternoon. And the vet, or she calls herself a vet, I don't even think they used anesthesia at this point, because I think he was the last one that was done. So now, mind you, he was sitting in that little cage, scared to death, from 7:30 to after 4:00. I think she just grabbed him, cut his little gonads, and then they gave him to me. So I was quite upset about that, you know, rightfully so, because they knew I was there. I could have brought him home and come back. If you're not going to do him, you know, fix him till 4, don't make me come at 7:30. So anyway, long story short, which I never do. They're always long stories. After I brought him home, that was it. He wouldn't go near anyone except me. And he still is kind of that way. He's still, after all these years, I'm going back, I don't know, he's got to be at least 8, probably older. Yeah, he still is very, very ghost-like. He's ghost cat. Anyway, so that's this cat. As for, he also has an upper respiratory illness, chronic upper respiratory, because he was so sick when he was little. But we take care of that, huh? He's right here, so I'm chatting with him too. Yeah, we give him medicine, and I aspirate sometimes if he gets bad. I aspirate his nose, and now he's going to lay right on the wood. So this is what's going to happen. So if you lay there, it ruins the camera angle. Come here, come on my lap. And he still does the squish, squish. You know how the baby kittens do that, where they go squish, squish. I call it squish, squish, but some people call it kneading bread or something. He still does that on me and suckles on my soft clothes, which is somewhat annoying when I'm trying to sleep. But all right, so I guess that was that. Yeah, that was pretty much all I wanted to say. Is today Oscar will be becoming a 3-legged cat. He is my Halloween cat, by the way. I don't know if you've seen in any pictures yet, but being that he's outdoors so much and he's grown, his two fang teeth actually will stick down a little bit. So he's the perfect Halloween cat. So that's that he is. He represents Halloween all year round. Anyway, I also, on top of this, because I wanted to say this last, only because when I got up this morning, I woke up feeling wonderful. Went down, tended to the animals, got them all fed, let them out, you know, the dogs and such. And then I started fiddling through my phone. And some of the messages that I've gotten from you people were absolutely heartwarming and just reinforced that wonderful feeling. Now I know why I woke up with that wonderful, positive, conquer the world feeling, because you all apparently had been sending me the most amazing positive vibes and prayers throughout the night. And that's why I truly believe that I woke up feeling the way I did. I know that I do pray. I'm not a church-going religious person. I'm one of the few people that have read the Bible from cover to cover. I studied the Bible and religions for numerous years. And I've come to my conclusion from research that there is no right religion and there is no wrong religion. That if you look even in Greek mythology and in all kinds of other stuff, and I'm not going to babble on about this, I just want to touch on it, that regardless of how you, as long as you're not hurting anybody, regardless of how you decide to or choose to praise and live, and it all has to do with your heart, your mind, and the way you live, the way you actually live, not the way you say you live, or I go to church every Sunday, so that makes it okay to screw up and do not unkind things. No. Okay. And it's Scruffy and Freya have this game where Scruffy runs on the bed and chases Freya, and Freya runs, and then they kind of attack each other in play. And then, so they're like buds. Oh, that's what I wanted to, that's one thing really quick. And I know I'm babbling on here. I apologize again. No, I don't. Because if you don't want to hear anymore, you just click it off. If you want to keep listening to me babble, hey, thank you for being a friend. Duncan, the bigger dog, Dr. Duncan Porkenstein, he was more annoying than normal last night, and just really whiny, and he actually is listening to me talk, and I can see his little legs moving over here. He's laying in the bed too. We all lay in the bed. He was acting really weird, and I was upset or worried, and dealing with my own thing, and he's like bringing the ball to throw for him, which he normally doesn't really do that. Scruffy's the one that's the ball, addicted to the ball. He was acting really strange, and I'm like, you know what? I was kind of getting a little annoyed by his. I fed him. I let him outside. I'm like, what do you want? I had no food, because if I have food on my nightstand, he'll beg, and there was no food there for him. I couldn't figure out what it was, and then it dawned on me. Freddie's his other buddy that passed away, but Freddie was his buddy. That was our tuxedo cat, Fearless Freddie the Freeloader. Freddie passed away. And so that's something that Duncan has dealt with. Not to mention, I fostered for a lot of years, so he has seen cats come and go. Okay. I left the house with Oscar. I came home without him. And it dawned on me that Duncan was upset and confused because I didn't mention the name or talk to Duncan about it. Because Duncan even understands how to spell, sign language. He's a very bright dog. He's so smart. He knows how to play dumb. And he was wondering what's going on with Oscar. And as soon as I was telling him, I said, Oscar's okay. Mommy's going to get Oscar tomorrow, and yada, yada, yada. And I kept talking and saying the word Oscar's okay with a smile and a happy and a good feeling, because they pick up your personal vibes. And he was fine. So that was what his problem was. He was just curious and didn't know whether Oscar was still with us or not. So anyway, that's it. Thank you guys. Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I'm constantly thanking you, but that's because you're constantly doing like super duper awesome, wonderful things for me and Rusty. And I don't even know. I mean, this is just mind blowing. It really is. But my heart is in a very good place. My head is in an awesome place. Oscar's going to be fine, and he will adapt. I know he will. I have his little condo all set up over there. So I could watch him, keep an eye on him, take care of him. I opened the curtains so he could look out the window. I mean, come on. The animals are spoiled here. Trust me. They really, truly are spoiled here. And well taken care of. So that's it. I'm holding this thing up. Look at oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I really should have put like makeup on or something, but I didn't even brush my teeth yet, let alone brush my hair. But isn't this cool? I did it myself. Yeah. I figured I had to do something to kind of take away from they're not that bad though. The bangs, they're lightened up a little bit. Yeah. So I did blue, yellowy, green, and purple, because the red and everything was over Rusty's house. This is the only colors I had in my house. Yeah, and it really needs to be, I think I'll iron it today. It needs to be ironed. Yeah. All right. Love you guys. I guess that's it. If you're still here, mwah. Oh, that would hurt a little bit when I blew the kiss. And I could probably do a knock now. So here, I'm extra knock for yesterday. They're light ones, but I did it. Hey, bye. Talk to you real soon. Have a wonderful day. That wasn't good, and I'm not going to try any harder.